Greetings, everyone. This is Audra Johnson, CEO of The Enterprising Woman, where we are about all things entrepreneur. I am also your go-to and subject matter expert for small business startups, all things cleaning, health and wellness, and finances. I'm going to start this broadcast off by saying I hope each and every one of you had a wonderful holiday. I know I did. I traveled. I got to see people that I love and care about. And the beauty of being an entrepreneur, when you navigate multiple streams, I was still able to make money while I was on holiday. Okay? So those of you that are entrepreneurs, make sure that you create multiple streams of income. It's really important. Whatever those multiple streams are based on your gifts, your skills, and your talents, because we're in a day and hour where we're in a fluid climate, as the global reset continues to do its thing. And so you want to really be able to maximize your earning income potential. So that's that with that. Enough with that. This broadcast is really to, let's say, put all entrepreneurs on alert because there's a higher level of self-entitlement and manipulation and even a little bit of bullying sometimes, by people to entrepreneurs. So I'm going to give you a couple of real life scenarios that I just encountered, maybe over the last week. I'll start off with the first scenario. There's a woman that I'm acquainted with. I wouldn't call her a friend because I don't know her that well, but, we've known each other through, let's say, ministry leaders and things of that nature. And I know that she's owned a clothing boutique, been very successful, has her own Metroplex center where she can rent out venues for special occasions. So she's a successful businesswoman. So nevertheless, she's been in the clothing industry for years. And so I created and activated a new stream of income, and my marketing team began marketing it very aggressively over a month ago. So side note, those of you that are studying marketing or you need help with marketing, remember the keywords that I just used. My marketing team markets me aggressively. So the more that you're marketed on social media platforms, the more you're noticed. Okay, the more you market, or the more your marketing team markets you and put you out there, the more you're noticed. So this young woman, she happened to, of course, see, the products that I was actually offering. So, she commented on a couple of things, and then she eventually inboxed me to ask how much an item cost. And of course, I had my team give her the price. And so then she actually, after that, inboxed me. And basically after, she pretty much, asked for the price, she inboxed me because I guess she felt more comfortable inboxing me. But she inboxed me and she made the statement. She said, okay, I'm going to talk to my husband about it. Side note, she did not say that first. I'm going to back up a little bit. After the price was given to her, she responds and she says, oh, by the way, I'm converting my fashion business into like a wedding bridal salon type thing, which is great because we know venues have reopened, since the great reopening of, the nation. And so, all these venues have opened and, resumed their full capacity. So it's awesome. That's one of a very successful business also because people are going to always get married. So she preambles her email or her inbox back to me saying, this is her plan, to convert her fashion business into a bridal business. And so she gives me that. And then she says, I'm going to talk to my husband, about it, and what have you. And then she makes this statement to me. She asked me, not only am I converting my business into a bridal salon, I really want to add products similar to what you are selling. Okay? She says that. and she asked me if I would share like my vendors with her. So I was kind of like, wow, you know, that's pretty bold, you know. And, you know, the reason why I say that is because whatever you do in your business, whether you deal with vendors or whether you have a dynamite macaroni and cheese or a dynamite peach cobbler recipe, whatever it is, your vendors, whatever you do and how you do it, it falls under what we define as a trade secret. Okay. And so a trade secret is basically your recipe, whether it's a method or whether it is a process or whether it's your connections. And so she just blatantly asked me, she said, oh, I want to know if you'll give me your vendors because I want to be able to offer products like yours. So again, I preambled this earlier, letting you know that she's just an acquaintance. She's not a relative, you know, she's not a friend. And so I was kind of taken aback for a few minutes. So I had to kind of get my bearings so that I could respond to her professionally. So eventually I did respond back to her and I explained to her, I said, I am not at liberty to share vendor information. I told her this is a family business, and part of our family mission and vision statement is that we do not share our trade secrets. Okay, so then she comes back and she says, okay, I understand. I'm going to ask my husband because he's been asking me what I want for Christmas. And then she throws in her shameless plug about another business that she has, that she sells some sort of product. That's fine. That's fine. I'm an entrepreneur. She's an entrepreneur. She sells. I'm sales. It's okay, you know. But it was very interesting when I peeled the layers back on that after the fact. It's like you approach me like you're interested in what I have to offer. You ask how much something is. And then when I give you the price, you even go as far as to say, okay, I want to get it. But will you give me your vendors? So what she thought she could do, I think she kind of thought she could buy my vendors or something like that. And, you know, there are groups out here where people will sell you their vendor list. And not only that, she has had vendors in her venues that bring in the same products I do. So it was really funny to me because I was thinking to myself, you should go to the same person that you rented your space out as a vendor who sells these same products. Ask her. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. Okay. So long story short, I believe in supporting entrepreneurs. I've been to one of her venues. She had a vendor in her store at the venue that was exactly similar in terms of what she was offering, somewhat similar. I don't want to say she offers everything I offer, but she was offering a similar product. And I went over and supported it. I didn't have to. Everything the vendor had, I could get it through my vendors. But I believe in supporting entrepreneurs, and I believe supporting them by paying the price that they ask. Okay? So I go ahead and I support this event, you know. So after that, you know, that's the end of that. Okay, so then, you know, she tries a couple of other little sneaky ways to see if she can get vendor information through me. And I just kind of had to just go ahead and block her because I'm that type person. At my age and my stage, I don't give time to foolishness. I just don't. So long story short, I had to go ahead and do what I had to do on that. But here's another scenario, and I want you to be careful with this one. There's a young lady that started following again because the marketing team is marketing very vehemently and aggressively. And so all of a sudden, this person was what you might consider someone that all of a sudden started showing back up on my posts, clicking different, you know, reactions and stuff. And so that's fine, you know, and she even asked, you know, in the beginning, may I share? I'm like, fine, you can share, you know, you can share, that's fine. So after about a couple of weeks, I get an inbox from her. And she says to me, hi, sweetie, my daughter's name is such and such. So for, you know, a lack of, you know, sharing confidential information, I'm going to just kind of talk like that. My daughter's name is such and such. And if she buys from you, give her a discount. She's X amount years old, and she will bring customers to you. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So the reason why I'm giving you guys these two scenarios is because it's amazing to me the level of entitlement that people can have with entrepreneurs. And so I went to my Instagram post and I used it as a teaching moment. Anyone wants to go on my Instagram, it's The Enterprising Woman. And, I don't beg people to go like the page, but there's a lot of little nuggets. I put nuggets, not long teachings, but I put little nuggets here and there on business wisdom. So I took that and I made it a teaching moment. And, I actually stated in the actual post, where do they do that at? You can't go to Neiman Marcus. You can't go to Saks Fifth Avenue. You cannot go to Tiffany's. You cannot go to Walmart. You cannot go to Macy's. You cannot go to Nordstrom. You cannot go to your local grocery store and try to dictate a discount. You can't do it. So it's amazing to me how people think that they can treat an entrepreneur that way. Now, a lot of the reason really is because a lot of people really don't understand entrepreneurship from the back end. They really don't. Entrepreneurs take risks that people that work in corporations don't have to take. Some entrepreneurs don't even have medical benefits. Solo entrepreneurs that don't have a significant other that works out in the marketplace, a lot of them don't even have medical benefits. I'm grateful that I'm covered. A lot of them don't have life insurance. I'm grateful I'm covered. But long story short, it was just a teaching moment that I was led to share because it was like, okay, we are in this fluid climate. And in this fluid climate that we're in, people are getting desperate. And when they see certain people can see the success in you. You don't have to report every sale you make. You don't have to share everything you do. People can kind of see it. And then there's some people, they can kind of illegally go into a realm to truly see your spirit and what's on you as far as prosperity and all of that. So I say all that to say this. It is very important that you have a strong backbone in this hour, and that your ignore game be strong, and that the power of no be real strong. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship, it's just like business in the enterprise or marketplace. It is an exchange for a product or a service for compensation. Okay? It's an exchange of time for a service or product for compensation. And so with entrepreneurs, what a lot of people that are on the outside have no clue about is that entrepreneurs have expenses in their back office that their clients never see. The marketplace, same thing. Entrepreneurs are part of the marketplace. Corporate, private industry, they have expenses that the public will never see. But I want to tell you something. Do you know if you gave everyone a discount, what that would do? It would rob you. You would be literally allowing people to rob you if you gave everyone a discount. Oh, I'm not saying don't give and be stingy and be money grubbing. I'm not saying that. I'm a giver, but I give as I'm led by the Lord, because He's the CEO of my business. And because of that, I'm glad that He downloads to me, and He also keeps me up on game with people. So back to the whole thing about, giving. This is a spirit of giving. I give, and I don't broadcast my giving. Okay, and I'm gonna just stop there, because the Bible tells us when we do and give our gift in secret, He rewards us openly. But just because people don't see you giving, but they see you have a successful business, they think you don't give, or they just think that, I'm entitled to a discount. They look and they assume you got it going on. So guess what? I want some of that. But I'm going to tell you what happens when you're an entrepreneur and you're constantly giving everyone a discount. you not only rob yourself, you're allowing others to rob you. And what happens over time, you will start feeling unfulfilled in your business. You'll start complaining. You'll start whining. You'll start saying, oh, the business isn't working, because you'll start looking at your bottom line and you'll start seeing, how low the bottom line is from what you expected it to be. If you scaled your business, if you did your projections, if you did those things that you're supposed to do. And then if you're not careful, you'll think that it's the business not succeeding when it was you. It was you. You allowed the people to rob you. You allowed the people to discount you and nickel and dime you out of business, out of happiness, out of joy. So I like to break this down to people because it's usually their wow moment when I tell them, why, you can become unfulfilled in your business if you're constantly giving people discounts. And when people know that you're a minister, if they know that you're in the fivefold ministry, they really expect it. So people have to understand that just because I love the Lord does not mean I'm going to give you a discount. I found it quite funny. Of course, I didn't even respond to the inbox, but because people are getting antsy right about now because of the climate, because they're getting antsy, they're getting itchy. The moratoriums are over. A lot of foreclosures and all of that, are happening. Those moratoriums are done. And those that are still living in dwellings that are renters, some of the people, their rent is being tripled, quadrupled. And I believe a lot of that is just because a lot of landlords took a hit and they're afraid. You hear the media talking about all these new strains and variants. And so people that own real property, that own renters property, they may be a little fearful that there'll be another shut in. So they figure, let's triple and quadruple or septuple the rent. At least if it's 3 or 4 more months and something like that happens, then they've got an abundance of money. But again, I don't applaud that. I don't applaud it, but I'm giving you facts. So I want to make sure you guys understand that the power of no and a strong backbone and an ignore game that's real strong is necessary in this hour. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, night, or evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.